so good to see you.
Well, thank you so much. Great to see you.
This is the beginning of the end, which is so wild to say and hear. How does that sit with you?
Well, I like to think of it as the beginning to a new journey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see how I did that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Glass half full,
Yeah.
not half empty. I like the optimism there. But also that leads me right into a spin-off question of if there's any possibility to keep the story going, would you want to continue being a part of the Yellowstone universe?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have such trust and respect for Taylor Sheridan's writing, and this goes back to 2016, or Hell or High Water, and all the collaborations I've been involved with him. I would love to see a spinoff with Rainwater and Mo. What a great exploration that would be.
This is the hill we die on.
I'm ready.
Where would we go?
Well, we'd be on the land, as it were, just like the Duttons are.
Okay.
And, well, we would do an internal, exploration of what the culture and ceremony and all that value system as opposed to the cowboy value system.
Okay. Have you talked to Taylor about it?
I don't usually mention Taylor does what his imagination does.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on that one. We'd love to see more of you guys. I mean, this show has meant so much to people over the years, and it's made history on our screens, and what you've done and the impact you've made is incredible. But what do you hope the legacy of Yellowstone is?
There's no telling, the effect the show is going to have on the public in general, and this being a global phenomenon. It's not even just culturally with this country, but I think it speaks to the nature of the notion of the frontier land, the exploration of meeting the challenges of Mother Nature and the freedom that you always imagined, and setting your own course and your own pace, and the courage and strength that it takes to do that. And I hope that first and foremost that it's entertaining, and that it holds up, which everything I've ever done with Taylor still holds up. And we're very, very grateful and very proud of the show.
This knife, where's my blood?
This knife, where's mine?
We were brothers now.
So we getting in this fight? We can figure out who to fight and how to fight them.
Everyone that I've talked to so far this week has said that fans will be happy with how the series wraps up. So you mentioned that with Taylor at the helm, it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be good. How would you describe what we are in store for with these final episodes?
Every time I get that question, it just...
That you can't answer?
Well, no, but my visceral experience, emotionally speaking, because I just know that we all went through this whole emotional roller coaster this last season. And I can get choked up about it. And I think that the fans are going to really be riding along with us with this thing. And it'll be such a relieving resolution, but, a wonderful ride at the same time.
Kelsey told me those final days on set, obviously the subject matter is very emotional. She wouldn't tell me what the subject matter was, but she told me it is very emotional, but that as y'all were wrapping, it was almost easier to tap into the real emotion of what is happening and getting ready to say see you later to everybody. But how were those final days on set with everybody? I know we like to view it the glass half full and not the sad way, but how was that for you? How emotional was it?
Gosh, I think it goes at a different level of spirit and soul, because it's so rare that a project can have this kind of writing, this kind of cast. And it was very reminiscent and nostalgic for the whole season. From I think the time we landed in Montana this season, this is our swan song, and let's absorb as much of it as we can, and of each other, and let's just do the best job that we can bring to this production, and have something we're very proud of, and we are. The gambler's money is like a river, flowing one way, our way. Senator, you've never driven a road, or walked a trail, or skied a mountain in Montana that didn't belong to my people first. This nation doesn't want to give it back. So be it. We'll buy it back.
You guys have been through a lot together over the years, and You know, I think about shooting in the pandemic and then being on pause and with the strikes. Like, you guys have all really been through a lot. You've experienced milestones together. Luke's a new dad now. It's a lot of life lived. But I think about you and your career and all that you've accomplished. Where does Yellowstone rank in terms of highlights for you?
It's at the top. and I've done a number of Taylor projects, and they're all at the top, probably top 3. But it's so rare that you have the longevity of a show as long as Yellowstone, and such a global fan base, and just consistently great material, and a great leader, you know, helm of the way all the way.
So where do we pick up now when we premiere in just a few days?
The first act as governor will be to cancel funding for the Paradise Valley Airport project and the surrounding commercial and housing developments. God isn't making any more land, and he certainly isn't filling any more rivers.
The mutual respect we have for each other is that we both want to, first and foremost, preserve the pristine land. And then, of course, our battle of ownership is something that's more personal with us, and what the context of that would be. But it's always the limit of any kind of development. You know, there's talk about pipelines and airports and ski resorts and everything that commercialization would want to do. And where the family, you know, and their financial position might want to consider, because, you know, it's not cheap keeping a ranch afloat, you know.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the theories online from fans that say that there's a certain scene in 1883 that foreshadows how Yellowstone is going to end?
But you know this, that in 7 generations, my people will rise up and take it back from you.
In 7 generations, you can have it.
The notion of preservation of the land, that 7 generations down the road, you will turn over the land for stewardship in the same condition that you had it 7 generations before. And that's respect for the land, so.
Okay. Luke told me that these final episodes, it starts at a 10 and it ends at an 11.
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
Well, Luke has so much, he's privy to so much more of the storyline that I wasn't. I'm sure you know that we got redacted scripts, so I'm not sure what those other characters went through.
So you still don't know?
I'm going to be watching it just like the audience, you know, for the first time. You know, Taylor actually, from the very beginning, you know, they had the writer's Bible, and he knew how many seasons he wanted to do, and he knew how the subject matter he was going to tell in his stories and how it was going to end. So, yeah, he's always known. But, you know, it's so much more complicated and layered as to how you reach that point and its resolution and all the things that are involved, and how those characters came to that place, you know. Usually it's the journey, not the destination, right?
Would you have even wanted to know how it ended? Because Cole said he wouldn't. He wouldn't want to know.
No, I'd like being surprised just as much as anybody else. You know, I think that's what keeps people coming back, is all the twists and turns and most unexpected things happening, characters being eliminated, and you're going, what?
Well, this is how bad I don't want a pipeline on my land. I can only imagine you'd feel the same.
You imagine right.
We don't want to know. We don't want spoilers, but we're all excited. It comes from a place of excitement for you guys to finally be back, because we haven't seen you on our screens in almost 2 years.
18 months, I know. I had to have these gray highlights put in my hair and, you know, kind of change my look a little bit, but we're still here.